What's up, everybody? This is Maggie. Welcome to the Kissell Chicken Farm YouTube page, channel, terminology I'm learning. I've wanted to do this sort of intro video for a while. I haven't. I've been putting it off. You know, filming yourself is weird if you've never done it before. But I'm sure it's something that I'll get acclimated to as we continue to go. And hopefully eventually with the plans that we have, I guess you can call them plans or you can call them dreams, but hopefully eventually looking back on this will be kind of funny and cool to see. But for now, I'm going to do my best. But what I want this to be is just a video that kind of explains what the channel's for. This is not a how-to YouTube channel. I'm not, when I post videos and I post, I don't even want to call them tutorials. It's more of us documenting what we're doing, what we're learning. We're beginners in what we're trying to do. Right now, we just have a couple dozen chickens, maybe 25, I don't know. A few dozen chickens out there laying pullets. We did have meat chickens one time. 5-year-old will not eat the chicken. He is super freaked out. But we do have 2 kids also. We have a 10-month-old and we have, I said 5, he's 6. I'm a horrible mom also. So jot that down, horrible mom. But we have a 6-year-old and we have a 10-month-old, both boys. And our property, just shy of half of an acre. We don't have a lot of space. So I guess what you could kind of say is we're starting to homestead. The only livestock or animal we have are the chickens. We only have poultry at this point right now. Hoping to maybe branch out to goats sooner or later. Don't know if we will, but maybe sometime. But at this point, we garden, we grow vegetables. I'm not even going to put labels on it. We're not even to the point in experience where we could say we organically garden. We're just now getting into composting. This will be our first year of compost, and our compost barrel that we're going to make, which I hope will be one of the first videos on the channel here. But it's a plastic barrel, and I posted in one of the gardening groups, asking about colors, and people threw a little bit of shade at me because it's plastic. So I just want to be upfront. We're not even close to being professional. We are very much beginners. We vegetable garden, like I said. My husband grew up on a farm, both crop and livestock farm. So he has an agricultural background. I do not. I very much grew up in the city playing sports. I'm a tomboy, apparently. But we came from very different backgrounds. But when I met him and I was around, I don't want to call it the agricultural scene, but when I was around the environment and the people, and it sounds weird, but the smells, the smell of the soil, the smell of the grain, and just it brought me, it made me it made me notice that nature is something that I'm very interested in. I'm interested in how plants absorb light, how soil retains nutrients, what microbes do in soil. What's the difference between tilling the ground and not? And I've learned a lot by watching market growers, which I'm starting to learn terminology. Market growers would be your farmers that just grow for market. So like farmers markets, they grow most of the time vegetables or fruits, or market farmers would also have meat, stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of videos of that just because most of the time market growers are very small scale, and that's what I would call us. We're beyond small scale, like I said. Our property's on just shy of half of an acre, and that's including where our house sits and our driveway. So our chickens and our garden and most of our ag stuff are in our backyard, which eventually we will show the grounds and what we're doing here. But we just started, there's microgreens in that flat and they're blackout dome now, but we just started like even indoor growing. I got these lights here for Christmas. We're gonna start our plants from seed for the first time. And it's just really exciting. So I guess I just wanted to put a first video on the channel to begin with. I wanted to introduce us. I'm Maggie. I don't know if I said that at the beginning or not, but I'm Maggie, my husband's Earl, and we do have 2 littles. And we're excited. For a long time, when you're in your 20s, not giving away how much. I'm 30. It's, oh God, I turned 30 last year. That's a whole nother video. Can we say that? Like, I'll do a whole entire other video, maybe on a different channel, a more depressing channel. But, you know, in your 20s, you're learning who you are. You're learning what you like. And, you know, some people have a lot of milestones, and everybody's different. Some people figure those things out quickly. Some people, it takes them a while. Some people have a lot going on in their 20s. They're having kids, they're getting married. Some people don't. And all of that is fine. And I think that's what I like so much about farming, especially small scale and homesteading like we're trying to do, is you do what works for you. You don't do what everybody else does. If you want to fertilize your garden beds with compost, do it. But don't throw a label on yourself if you don't want and say, oh, I'm organic, and then get shade for having a plastic compost barrel. Like, it's what works for everybody. And that's what attracts me to it, other than the getting back to nature. I think that God, which you'll find throughout the videos, and you can choose to ignore if you wish. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. I'm very spiritual. I very, very much so believe that Jesus was our Savior, and I'll come back to that. But all of this was put here, and it was perfectly placed, and it's no confusing story that we showed up and we assumed that we knew a better way than what nature already had laid out. So we went in a lab and we started to make things that you put on plants, and the plants got bigger. Well, we didn't think about what it would do to the water or the soil or Lake Erie. Poor Lake Erie. God, algae blooms. But that's just where that's the direction that we've started to go. As we've grown as a family, we've gotten older. We're more settled. We've lived in our house now, oh my, for 5 years now. And, you know, it takes that time for you to start to feel like home, and then you can start stretching your legs out a little bit, and you expand, and you start to go in the direction that you were meant to go in, and that's kind of what we're doing now. So hopefully, if you're still watching, you can subscribe if you're interested. If you know me and you just want to watch me be awkward on video, you can do that too. But like I said, expect from us not how-tos. We are not professional. We're learning. And if you're learning too, and you just want to see what, you know, trial and error, if you want to see what someone else is going through, that's what this is. If you just want to follow us and what we're doing, and if you're bored at work and you watch YouTube videos at work, I will entertain you at your job all day. So, yeah. So you'll see things like I said, we are planning to start our compost soon. And I'll tell you, we're not rolling in the money. So almost everything that you see us do or manufacture or build, it's probably gonna be helpful if you're on a budget. Like our microgreen, our growing shelves here. We obtained for free. We paid for the lights, and I don't know if you can tell, but on the boards we reinforced the shelving. So I think in the entire setup there behind me, we've got maybe $30 if you count the lights. Excuse me, if you count the lights, 50. And it works. And the compost, we've just found some things we had, and we're only $10 in, and all we have to do is build a door on it. So yeah, so we're gonna be getting into composting. We have chickens. We sell our eggs. I love buying different breeds of chickens. We haven't got into hatching. That's something that I'm hoping our oldest son would like to do. It's just hard because where we live, we can't have a rooster. We have neighbors behind us, which they're very cool. I love our neighbors, and they've never, you know, complained about our chickens because they do get noisy when they're laying an egg. I would too. Man, I would yell. And they can get that way, but it doesn't seem to have been a problem ever. Very cool neighbors, but I don't want to subject them to a 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. rooster losing his damn mind. So that's that. Compost, chickens. Like I said, I am very into gardening and growing plants. I have a lot of house plants, and I'm just gonna post videos, you know, of how it goes. And if you're into that, if you're into growing plants, into gardening, farming, just any, you know, almost kind of living off the land, but not, subscribe to us and ride it with us, because I'm very excited. And I'm so glad that if you're still here, that we have people that would be interested in it. Because although this is for us, and I am saying us, I know it might seem like it's just me. People that know me probably think that I'm pressuring her all into doing all this. I'm not. We're excited about this. So if this channel never has any subscribers and it's just me posting videos of myself, that's fine. But if you think that this is something that you would like to keep up with or you're interested in, subscribe to us. I will put in the video description links to our Instagram. We're most active on Instagram because I have an Instagram addiction. I'll put the link to our Instagram in here and our Facebook page. And we post stories and updates on those pages as well. I personally have a blog. We don't have a Kissell Chicken Farm blog per se. It kind of just all falls under the umbrella of my Gracefully Wild blog. And I will put that blog in the description also. But a disclaimer for that, like I said, I love Jesus. So my blog, although it is fairly agricultural based, it does have a lot about God on it. A lot about how, you know, because it is my personal blog, but I do also it's my heart on the internet. It's basically what my blog is. So if you want to check that out, that'll be in the description as well. But I appreciate you hanging with me. And if you have any questions or want to know more, just drop a comment or message. I'm not really even sure how it works, but you could always go to the Instagram or Facebook page and find me there, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks, guys. I'll see ya.